Hi everyone, welcome back. We are on to question 26 to 29 in Acer's green booklet. This is section 1, and in this we have a number of quotes and we have to pick which of the answer options is closest to the meaning of the given proverb. Now, full disclaimer, I absolutely hated these questions. I was never very good at them, and quite frankly, when I saw it in the exam, I guessed and I literally just guessed and I moved on in 2 seconds because I just knew I probably wasn't going to get it right. So I'm going to try my best to explain the answers, but this was just one of those things I was not very good at doing. So hopefully you understand it a little better than I do. Okay, question 26. The proverb is let all live as they would die. Okay, wow, that's a good one. So let's do the easy thing, which is the process of elimination. So D, fear of death is worse than death itself. There's not really any mention of fear in the proverb, so that's wrong. A and B are both maybe. They're both meant to be the same color orange, by the way. Don't get confused about why they're different colors. So A says, the good die young. So if we were to rephrase that, it would become the good die young. So they live young and they die young. And the quote says, let all live as they would die. So it'd be the good live and die young. Doesn't really have the same meaning. Because kind of by saying that, you're then saying that people who live old and die old are not good. So that doesn't really make sense. B, a person can die but once. And so if we were to sort of rephrase it, it can be a person can live once and die once. But I've written here, I'm not getting YOLO vibes. So this would be something that you live once, so YOLO. Not really getting YOLO vibes from that quote, so it feels a bit off, which leaves C, a good life makes a good death, which is basically saying live well, die well. So let all live as they would die. So that's the answer C. So when you come across these ones, the best thing you can do is rewrite the proverb that you're given and then kind of rephrase all of your different options and then see, do they match? Do they fit? The other thing you can do is you can look at the sentence structure. So the proverb says, let all live as they would die. So there's kind of life, separate, death. And then if you look at the answer options, only one of them, which is C, follows that pattern of life, separate, death. A good life, break, makes a good death. Let all live, break, as they would die. So if you're really struggling, maybe see if the sentence structure can help you out. But honestly, I find these very difficult. Okay, question 27. Death keeps no calendar. What does that mean? Well, if a calendar is, scheduling, you know what's coming up, you've got appointments in it. Death doesn't keep a calendar, so basically saying death can come at any time for anyone. So the answer is C, but we will review them. A, the evening crowns the day. So that would basically be death crowns the life, death ends the life. Like, yes, that is technically correct, but it's not really the same as saying death can come for anyone at any time. So no. B, nothing is certain but death and taxes. If you got this one wrong, you probably went for B. But it says death keeps no calendar, so that removes the certainty. Whereas taxes are very certain. There is a day in the calendar when you have to do them. So that's kind of counter, which is why that's wrong. C, death devours lamb as well as sheep. So, basically death devours everyone, regardless if you're a lamb or a sheep or a lion or an ant or whatever, which is the same as death can come at any time for anyone. So that's the answer. And then D, we must live by the living, not by the dead. That basically translates to live every day, live by the living, not by the dead, live every day. which is not what the quote says. So that one, the answer is C. Question 28. Vows made in storms are forgotten in calms. So rephrase it to promises or decisions are made in bad times and forgotten in good times. So A, after a storm comes the calm. That's not relevant, and it's kind of opposite because the quote says storms in calms, whereas A is the opposite. So that's not relevant. B, same thing. In a calm sea, every person is a pilot. So basically, when life is easy and cruisy, everyone has an opinion. Everyone, knows what they're doing. That reverses the parable. There's another one very similar, which is the argument over what color to paint the bike shed. For an easy thing like what color to paint a bike shed, every single person has an opinion on it. But the actual decision to get a bike shed, that usually has fewer people having opinions on it. So in a calm sea, when it's an easy decision to make, when life is good, everyone's in control. When things get bad or there's conflict, there's generally going to be a few people in control. But that is incorrect. C, the post of honor is the post of danger. That's not relevant. That would be something more like literally a soldier. It's an honor to serve my country, but it's also danger. That's not relevant to this quote. So that only leaves D, which is while the thunder lasted, two bad people were friends. That's pretty relevant and pretty clear as well. Promises or decisions made in bad times, so thunder, two bad people are friends, are forgotten in good times. So that one was quite easy, which is nice. Question 29. What aspect of greatness is considered by the following four proverbs? So I've broken them down, and again, try and rewrite them if you're getting confused. So the first one, a great tree attracts the wind. Well, wind is damage to a tree, so a big tree attracts more wind, it attracts more damage. The wind is the enemy of the tree, greatness attracts enemies. Number 2, they sit not sure that sit too high. So they sit too high, there's a danger of falling. They're sitting not sure, like uncertain, so there's more increased danger of falling. Same thing for number 3, the highest tree has the greatest fall. If you're really tall and big and you're up high, you have the greatest way to fall. And then little fishes slip through nets, but great fishes are taken. So large fishes, large objects are taken by a net, whereas little ones can slip through. So in regards to greatness, the answer is A, the dangers are inherent in being great. So these characteristics are all inherent in being great. So take that last one. Little fishes slip through nets, but great fishes are taken. So great fishes, big fishes are taken, they're captured, they're killed. However, a fish does not choose if it can be little or great, just how you cannot choose if you can be tall or short. That is something inherent in you, in being great. It's an inherent characteristic, which is why the answer is A. It's not a decision that can be made. Same thing with a tree. A tree can't decide if it's really tall and therefore has more enemies in the form of wind, or if it's short. So that's why it's about what is inherent rather than what you choose. Because there are, and I'm sure you know them, quotes or phrases about people who choose to be great or choose to be ambitious, and then the dangers in that. But this isn't a choice. This is something inherent in being great. So that's why the answer is A rather than like a D. Okay, those were the questions 26 to 29. In the next video, we will go over 30 to 35. As always, leave comments down below if you have any questions, or if I didn't explain something well enough. Check the description. I have more information there about how you can contact me and get more resources for Gamsat. Give me any feedback. Does this make sense? Is this helpful? What other videos would you like to see about section 1 and also section 2? Are you struggling with a particular area and you want me to make a video on that and help you out? Happy to do that. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.